Hi, this is Alex from phpacademy.org with a video tutorial for the new Boston. In this video we're going to take a look at the widget in jQuery UI, which is the Accordion. Now the Accordion will open and shut particular elements depending on obviously where you place them. We're going to look at a few options that we can use to change the functionality of this. However, this is more or less how it works. So you have a header area which you click to activate a main content area. Now by default we have a few problems with the Accordion that you might like to change. So we're going to have things like resizing issues, and we might like to change the icons as well as a couple of on-mouse over events or events that we do that happen with our mouse. So for example, at the moment I have this set to click, so when I click on an element or a header it shows the content, but we might want to say roll over and show content. So we're only going to be looking at a few options, and we're not going to be taking a look at events in this case, but again this will just get you started with the overall concept. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and actually create this area that we're going to put the content into. So the first thing we need to do is create an overall div, and we need to give this a name, and I'm going to call this let's just say content. And inside here we're going to need to supply a few things, the first of which is a header, and we're going to create a link inside of this header, and the location of the link's just hashed because it won't actually go to a different page, and inside of this link it will be the title, so for example about me. Now directly underneath this header we're going to create an area with the content that is displayed once this header is clicked. So sorry, that should be div. The div here is going to be the area that well, whatever's displayed. So inside of here let's just say a little about me. Okay, so now let's take a look at that. You can see that that's just a header here with a link and then some content, so not really much at the moment. We can go ahead and create two more of these just to get a good demonstration of how this works. So we create another link, portfolio for example, with a link as a hash, and inside here, so this is my portfolio. And then we don't really need an ID for that. And then the last one, header 3, and a link inside of here again. So it's interesting that these could be perhaps generated from a database table. As long as you keep this structure, it doesn't matter. Once you apply the Accordion widget to this, it will actually pick up on all of these values. So these values can come from absolutely anywhere. They don't need to be static. So it could be, for example, a settings menu in a user interface. There's a wide variety of options. So now the last one I'm just going to do is contact, and then inside a div with no ID, my contact details. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview that, make sure everything's there. Yep, we've got the 3 headers and the 3 content areas. Now we need to go ahead and actually set up the Accordion. Now this is extremely simple in its purest form, however we're going to look at 3 different options we can customize this with. So the first thing that we need is obviously jQuery, then the jQuery UI.js file, and we have UI.js which we're going to be working in here to create the Accordion and then change some of the options. We also need this style sheet here, which is found with a package when you download jQuery UI. I do have a video on downloading that. So we need to reference this content div and turn it into an Accordion. So it's extremely simple. We just go over to UI and we use a selector to select the content area, and then we just write Accordion. So we're applying this widget to this content here, and what this will automatically do is pick up on all of the properties or the elements we've given it, so the headers and the content, and when we refresh, that's turned that into an Accordion. So it's an extremely easy way to implement this into your website. Now the one thing that we have at the moment is we have a varying space inside of our content area, and this has only taken up as much space as it needs. So for example, inside a little about me, if we were to say I am a web developer, a break after that, you can see that this is now smaller than this area here. Well, it's not, but if you were to have, say, more content down here, you would have a lot more. So for example, we could break down just again and more. So when we refresh, we've got a larger area here than we do have with the others. So what, in actual fact, we don't. No, anyway, okay. So we'll go from the basis that we want all of these to be the same size down the page, and we want to keep a maximum size to it.